So today I'm going to teach you how to make a photo collage using Adobe Photoshop. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a picture in mind that you want to make a collage out of, such as this one here. Once you have a picture in mind, you go up to File, go down to Automate, and click Contact Sheet 2. So when you get to Contact Sheet 2, you're going to want to choose a specific folder that you have photos in already, and you're going to want to make sure the number of photos in the folder can be divisible by itself, such as 10 by 10, 6 by 6, or 5 by 5. When you choose the folder, you're going to want to click Open, and make sure that it pops up right there as the correct folder. If that folder that you have chosen has any subfolders in it, you're going to want to uncheck Include Subfolders. Down here, you're going to want to make sure Units is turned to inches, Width is 12, Height is 8, and make sure the resolution is 150 pixels per inch. If on your computer Flatten All Layers is checked, you're going to want to make sure to uncheck that. Make sure mode is in RGB color, and bit depth is 8-bit. Down in the thumbnails section, for place you're going to want to put across first. For columns, 10, rows, 10. For me, it is going to be 10 by 10 because the number of photos in the folder I have selected is 100 total. If Use Auto Spacing is checked in your window, make sure to uncheck it. And make sure your vertical and horizontal are at 0 inches each. At the very bottom, if Use File Name as Caption is checked, you're going to want to make sure to uncheck that as well. Once everything in this window looks correct, you're going to want to click OK. And then Photoshop will open up a new window with a new background, and it will load all of your photos in as a single sheet. This may take a while depending on how many photos you have. Once all the photos have loaded onto your contact sheet, you're going to want to make sure that the Move tool is selected. And you see down here you have all of your photos in individual layers with their own layer masks. And you might notice that all of the photos seem to be a bit off-center and there are white gaps. In order to get rid of those white gaps, you click on the photo that has one, and you'll notice down here in the corner it selects the photo that you've clicked. In order to keep the layer mask in place while editing the photo, you're going to want to click this and make sure that that's not there. Then what you're going to want to do is transform the photo by clicking Command-T. And you'll notice that this screen pops up around the photo that you want to adjust. Now you're going to want to make it bigger to get rid of all of these little white lines, so you're going to hold down the Alt key, and you're going to see this diagonal arrow pop up here, and you're going to click and drag. And you'll notice that no matter how big the photo gets, it never goes outside of its designated square. Once you get rid of the white edges, you release, and then you can click Enter or Return. You're going to want to repeat this process for every photo that has white lines around the border until it is finished. Once you're done readjusting the sizes of the photos, you might notice there is a small white line here. In order to get rid of that, you can just crop the image by clicking the Crop tool and dragging it over just a little bit just to get rid of that line, and then clicking Enter or Return. Once you're done with that, you're going to want to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and save it under whichever name you choose. For this one, we are going to name it Photo Collage. Click OK, and you have saved pattern. You're going to want to go back to your original image. You're going to want to make sure the Move tool is selected, and you're going to want to go down to the Layer Masks Adjustments. Click it, go up to Pattern, and turn this pattern fill to 40%. After you click OK, you're going to go down to where it says Normal, click it, and go down to where it says Overlay. And if you wanted to adjust the shadows and the highlights without damaging the original image, click on where it says Background, go up to right here, and click Convert to a Smart Object. Now that this photo is a smart object, you can make changes to it. So we're going to want to go to Image, Adjustments, and go down to Shadows and Highlights. This will bring you up to a window that looks something like this, and it is not necessary to do, so there is no specific number that it has to be. It depends on the photo that you have chosen. So we're just going to make a few adjustments here, not too many, and then you're going to click OK. Once you've made your adjustments and are satisfied, go back to where the pattern is, go to Opacity, and make it 75. This makes the original image a little easier to see, and you still have all of your collage of images visible. And there you have it. That is how you make a photo collage.